broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world. You are watching Now Media Television.
Welcome to Power CEOs, the truth behind the business. I'm Jen Gaudet, your fearless host, entrepreneur, investor, and business strategist. I'm here because I believe that iron sharpens iron. When we bring successful entrepreneurs, investors, and executives to the show, and we talk about what's working in business and maybe even some of what's not, what we're all able to do is learn and grow. And as we learn and grow, our businesses grow, and the impact not only impacts ourselves, our teams, and our families, but also our communities and our world. I'm really excited to be here today. I have three amazing guests for you. We are going to talk to the fastest growing title company in the country, and I have in studio with me J.W. Beecham. He is their national sales director. Welcome to the studio.
Hey, thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be here today.
It's absolutely a pleasure to have you in studio. We also have Latney Mead, the CEO of Allied Title.
Great to be here. We'll tell you the good, bad, and ugly if you want to hear it. Whatever you need.
The good, bad, and ugly. I love it. And last but certainly not least, we have Brian Athey.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. I'm looking forward to talking to you.
Absolutely. And so we're here. We like to talk about all the things in business. We like to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly because we know that entrepreneurship is that. And business is not a straight way up in growth. It's really kind of this jagged situation, sort of like the stock market, but that's not what we see on social media and in traditional media. So I want to just dive into how did you guys get together? Like, tell me the story of Allied Title because, you know, in today's world right now, what's happening in the real estate market, most businesses are contracting, but you guys are growing. So how did you set that up? How did that start? And what kind of culture is creating that growth during this challenging time? And let's hear from you because you're the growth director. So let's hear from you first, and we'll kick it over.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, the most important thing for us right now is it is a tough time. Real estate is kind of going through this different period, right? We've had the last 18, 24 months of growth, and now everybody's kind of fearful with rates high. And really it comes down to we're providing the best service. We're changing the culture and the environment around the title industry. And that's allowed us in this kind of trying time to continue to expand and grow. And, you know, the story behind that, kind of how we got started and kind of came to what we are now, Latney can speak to a lot better. He actually came from a background not in title, not in real estate or anything like that, but it is really interesting to kind of how everything came together.
Okay, so he just set you up, Latney. Tell me the story. We want to hear it.
Let's do it. So title industry, I don't know anything about title. I still don't know anything about title, but we have great people, right? And so our business partner, other business partner, Matt Paulson, litigated title claims for many years. He's a really smart guy. We have great attorneys that are part of our team. But how did we get here? I came from the sports and entertainment industry. And when I was in that industry, everyone was great at marketing. So great videos, great social media, great marketing all the way around. And when I sold that business, I'm not joking when I said I want a boring industry because I want someone that's not good at marketing because it was hard to set yourself apart in my last industry. Luckily, I ran into my business partner now, Matt Paulson, or it was my other co-founder who I grew up with as a child. And he started telling me about the title industry. I bought a house. I started looking at our competitors. They didn't have social media. Some of them didn't have websites, and the marketing was really bad. Also, you know, think of like the mahogany walls, attorney offices, like it couldn't be a more boring experience buying a home. And so it was really an industry that was archaic and behind the times. And we thought there was just a great opportunity to say, hey, listen, let's make these closings a celebration. Let's bring great marketing to the mix. Let's bring great technology and let's have a celebration. If you're buying a house that's 100,000, 500,000 or 10 million, we should be celebrating that. We should make it an unbelievable overall experience. So that was the concept for it. And then it's about getting great people that fit that culture and that vibe. And at the end of the day, people want to be around people that they enjoy being around. And so a lot of our closers here, they weren't in title, but they might have been waiters or they might have been bartenders, and they might have been really good at the closing table and interacting with people and engaging with people. So of course we have the really smart attorneys and all that, but we also have the other, great people people, so that it's a fun environment.
Absolutely. And so how did you and your partners meet and come together? Did you guys know each other before? Like, talk to me about how you guys, Latney and Brian, came together to the table too, because I haven't heard that story. Like, how did you decide to partner together? What was the decision maker in order to do business with each other? What did that process look like?
Yeah,
All right.
I'll certainly speak to that. So, I actually founded a real estate lending company, Congressional Capital, in 2011. We fund loans to people who do one of three things: flip houses, do small condo and apartment projects, generally 20 units or less, do commercial deals here in the Washington D.C. area. And because of that company, and I also develop multifamily all around Washington D.C. I do a lot of volume and I'm responsible for a lot of volume. And so I started talking to local title companies about getting involved and maybe doing a joint venture or joining forces with them in some way. And I kept meeting with a big area title company. And I just wasn't comfortable with the founder, and for me, I don't ever do business with people that I don't, really feel a connection to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and met Matt and Latney, who knew someone who works with me and my real estate development team, and we actually met at a bar. We had a few drinks, and I, on the way home, called my friend who was going to do the venture with me in title, and I said, "We've got to partner with these guys." And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I mean, in a matter of weeks, we sat down, got in a conference room, we hammered out a deal, and next thing, and 5, 6 years later, we're great friends, and I've been a part of an amazing journey. It's been one of the best experiences of my career.
And I definitely concur with you. If we do business with people that we know, like, trust, and that we actually want to do life with, it makes it so much better. Because really, in business, what I have found to be true is that everybody gives you their best at the first meeting, and if we don't vibe at the first meeting, it ain't never gonna happen. So
Yeah.
I think that was really a good summation and story, and a testament to how important it is that we do business with people we know, like, trust, and share values with, quite frankly. And so talk to me a little bit about how, JW, you came into this picture, because we heard the story of how they jived, and then now we're adding another person in the growth director. Like, how did that happen? How did you hook up with these guys?
Yeah, so it started with we were in the same workspace called Make Offices. It's similar to like a WeWork in Arlington, Virginia, and I was working for a recruiting firm at the time. And got connected with Latney one day after a happy hour in the office, and he's like, "Hey, you're the recruiting guy." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." He's like, "Can you help us find a processor?" I was like, "Absolutely. What's a processor?" And so he kind of laughed about that, and I was like, "Look, I'll help you out. Give me a JD. Let's figure this out." And I think at that time, in Latin, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but there's like 7 or 8 employees at the company. We're now at almost 80 employees. We're doing like 30-ish deals, 40-ish deals a month, so not near where we are now, where we're doing hundreds and hundreds of deals a month. So I started doing that and just really got to know them as people, right? Got to know Latney, got to know Brian, got to know Matt, the other owner, and just connected with them as we've been kind of talking about on a personal level. And it finally got to the point I'd relocated back to Texas, where I'm from, and I said, "Hey, I want to work full time for y'all. I don't want to contract out and just be a recruiter." And they're like, "Look, we're not busy enough to have a full time recruiter." And I was like, "Well, I'll do sales." Like, "Well, we're not in Texas." I said, "Well, what do we have to do to get to Texas?" And they go, "Well, you got to get us a joint venture. We got to get some large real estate teams that want to partner with us." And I said, "Okay, great." And about a month later, we had several meetings with some large teams, and they were just like, "Okay, hired. Like, let's figure this out. Where do we go from here?" And it's continued to just grow and blossom from that. But it just started because Ali created this amazing culture, this amazing environment, amazing owners that care about their employees. And I was just like, I have to be a part of this. I'm like, "Latney, I don't know anything about title. I don't claim to. There's experts that do that for us. But I just wanted to be a part of this energy and this vibe as it continued to grow."
And so I really like that you've brought that up. And I want to ask the group of you, how did you facilitate that culture through growth? Because one of the biggest challenges in business, when it's small and it's 7, 8, 10 employees, it's very easy to have that culture. As you grow and expand into other markets and you add more and more partners, how are you able to maintain that culture throughout all of the different areas that you are in? And how do you determine which partners to JV with? Because the right partners are key as well. So talk to me a little bit about how that evolution has occurred and how you've maintained that wow experience that you guys have set up.
I'll throw out some ideas here. So going back to the good, bad, and ugly, whenever we meet with anyone, our belief is like, let's talk about everything that can go wrong also.
Yeah.
And so we try to be as transparent as possible when we go meet JV partners. Hey, it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be issues with deals. It's how we solve it. It's how we jump in. So finding the right partners, and why we've been successful with a lot of the right partners, in my opinion, is we've done a really good job of just being upfront about not only how great it could be, but what could go wrong. And so that's kind of how we became partners with Brian Athey. It's also how we became partners with large joint venture partners. And so that's one thing. The other side of it is you have to really believe in culture for it to continue to extend throughout your company. And we created a model here locally, and we truly do believe in it. It's not something we talk about. It's, when we used to be employees ourselves, we didn't want to be micromanaged. We wanted to work hard, but we didn't want to be micromanaged. We wanted to come into a fun environment. We wanted to do, hey, I've had a tough day. I got to take care of some family issues. Cool. Whatever you need to do. We want all the things that we wanted to create a company like that. And so if you're doing that and you believe in it, it's not hard to expand it to other areas. We do have a blueprint of, hey, we have ping pong tables, arcade games, beer on tap, cold brew coffee on tap, great music. That's really simple to expand from office to office. And so that's kind of one of the things that we focused on.
So let me ask a deeper question to that, because different parts of the country have different cultures within themselves. And so how do you keep that same vibe for an example, going from Washington D.C. to, for example, Texas is very country. It's a very different sort of, like we're a little bit more laid back in Houston. It was a hard adjustment for me when we moved to because I was used to formal. And so it's a very much different environment in Texas than in DC or New England or some of the other areas. So how are we able to maintain that vibe when you came here to Texas?
Yeah, so it's tricky because it's not just you're going from DC to Florida to Texas and it's different. You're also going from people in a traditional title industry that's very structured, rigored, to now a little bit more loose. They have more freedom and stuff like that. But you have to hire great people locally, and you have to get them to buy into the culture and say, let's make this our own. So, in the Texas office, it definitely looks a little different than maybe the DC office or the Arlington office or the Florida. We have a giant mural of the downtown Houston skyline. So yeah, it is different because, people personalize a little bit different, but you find what works for you. So you take 90% of it, that's going to be the same from each office, and then you let them kind of empower themselves to make it their own. Right? Like, hey, what do we want to do to make Texas special? What do we want to do to make Florida special? To make DC special, North Carolina, whatever it may be. And, people are a little hesitant at first because they're not used to that. They're used to like, no, you tell me what to do and I just sit here. And now it's like, no, we want you to be a part of this and create this culture with us. And once they really kind of buy into it, they love it, and it's been great.
So I have a question about that. Like the way you describe this, it's almost like you're creating intrapreneurs within your business. It's almost like you're asking them to take a piece of the pie. Maybe they're not an equity partner or anything, but you're asking them to really buy in to Allied and add their unique charm to that when they come to the table. Is that kind of what's happening as you mesh the cultures?
Yeah, I mean, Ladney's obviously been doing it from the start, so I'll let him speak to it. But I mean, I know from my perspective, they gave me that freedom. And for no reason, right? Like I didn't have the background. I wasn't this massive sales guy, anything like that. But want to be a part of it. They empowered me like, hey, we trust you. Go make this your own. Be successful. And we do that with everybody. So yeah, I think Ladney, you can speak to it better than I can. But I definitely think that we do empower our employees.
Yeah, it's funny because we actually hired a great escrow officer in Texas, and we were pitching all of this, but I don't think innately she truly believed us. She's like, well, you're not going to micromanage me? And we're like, no, we're not going to micromanage you, because we ask every client after a deal, how do we do? And if you didn't do a good job, they'll tell us. And if you did a great job, they'll tell us too. And it really is true. There isn't a need to micromanage. But yeah, like you said, I mean, for example, with JW said, hey, I'm going to get a JV here and we're going to grow Texas. We said, okay, sure, buddy, whatever you want to do. Like, what do we have to lose? Go try to do it. If you fail, it doesn't matter anyway. And if you succeed, then that's a great success story. And JW actually pulled together these teams. And, now we have, Texas is our fastest growing state in the entire country. And so, people, when they believe in kind of the culture and they believe that, there's opportunity, in a sense, just like you said, they really are entrepreneurs.
I really like what you guys have going here, and I have a question for you, Brian, because you came from capital, and that's a very different feel than what Allied is putting out there. So how was that for you? Like, what does this look like on your end and your perspective? Because this is very different than capital.
Well, look, there's one thing that's really the same is business is all about people all the time. When people say, it's not personal, it's just business, it's always personal, right? And so I'm a real estate hard money lender, which means I loan money to people that, look, they may be getting their first loan, they may not be able to get a loan from a bank, et cetera. And so I'm betting on people, right? And so when I met Matt and Latney, I knew that this was a company founded by two people who grew up as best friends. One of them is a marketing genius, Latney, who's done this at every company. He's changed the face of marketing in title, right? And his partner Matt is a brilliant lawyer who litigated title claims, and who has tremendous title knowledge, wisdom, et cetera. But at their cores, they're great people. So I loan money to good people on the capital side, and then I partner with good people in title, and then I try to introduce my title partners to real estate developers and entrepreneurs all around the Washington, D.C. area to help grow that company. But, it all starts with good people, and I'm a believer in being a consummate connector of people. If you keep connecting good people who just try to help each other, good things tend to happen.
Absolutely. I concur 100%. And so my next question is going to be, how are you navigating the real estate climate today? I am a real estate investor as well. And so what has changed, and how are you navigating the different markets? Because what's happening in Texas and Florida is not what's happening in everywhere else in the country. So how are you able to navigate the differences between your markets and maintain that morale and that culture through things that are happening very differently for maybe some of your different offices and different officers?
I'm going to let Latney tee this one up first.
Sure. So, within every market, there's a leader like JW that understands the market. And, we're constantly checking in and understanding the market conditions. And, we have different meetings throughout the month and weeks, for each state and all the different challenges. And so, with that said, one thing we talk about a lot on why we've been successful, we don't have a national company and say, this is how it's going to work for you in your market. We always talk about, we have something that's really powerful on a national level. We have great technology, we have great people, we have some innovation that other people don't have. But the key to our business is great local people. So it's a combination of local people with, national offerings, technology products. And so, at the end of the day, business is always hard. We never think business is easy. We talk about it all the time. But, we got good, smart, great people that are fighting through the challenges, and we figure it out. And look, it's not always great. I mean, when we went to, Texas has grown much faster than Florida ever grew. Part of it is in Florida, we actually just did not have a leader that lived there necessarily. We had a great team there that was good at processing the deals, but it's important to have that leader that's going out to get business and stuff. And so that's actually something we're working on now. And it's one of the reasons why we've been successful in Texas with JW.
Anything to add, guys?
Yeah, I do have one thing to add. I mean, I think in any market, and especially in a market like this, it's about really helping your clients and customers with the things that they need. So one of the things Allied does is really help them with their, marketing, for example, doing video and other product to, really help them grow their business. One of the things we do here with clients, because I do a lot of real estate development and lending, is try to help clients connect with lenders, because now with rates all over the place, you need to connect with as many capital sources as possible to really help your business get through a tough time.
Yeah, I think it's about being different, right? You have to stand out, and most people, they're going to offices and like, hey, here's some cookies, here's some cupcakes, can I buy you some drinks, take you a lunch, do whatever. And that's fine, and those things are still valuable, but you got to help others build their business, right? And one of the things we've done, and Brian kind of alluded to it right there, is, we've created our own video marketing company called Pandabird that we now offer to agents of, hey, let us help you build your own social media platform. Let us help you build out your presence, build out your website. We've also created a client retention program for real estate agents to use, to where we'll actually get a discount for them, get it set up for all their clients. They just have to sign up. And now their clients are getting gifts from them every quarter throughout the year with handwritten notes. Hey, just thinking about you. So now when we go in trying to talk to agents, talk to lenders and things like that, It's not just, oh, well, we're good. We have ping pong and this, that. No, we're actually going to help you build your business and build your brand. And that's something really unique that not everybody else is able to do.
Absolutely. And so what I'm hearing is you're solving your clients' other problems in addition. And I think, I don't remember who said it first, but you guys are all about relational capital. Like what I'm hearing is it's all about the people. It's all about relational capital and how can I add value to my clients, my partners, the people who are the end users all the way around from an experience. And I really applaud that. It's not very common in anything in real estate in this market, not this market, but any area of real estate is not common to have that kind of approach. So I actually have a question about the experiential side of things, because right now experience is setting you apart. When everyone else catches on to what you guys are doing and copies you, what is the next step to keep you ahead of the competition so you continue to up-level that experience and stay ahead of everybody else? Because somebody's going to catch on.
I don't know if we can give away all of our secrets. I mean, you're asking us to give away the playbook already. But
no, I don't need the specifics. Just how are you going to solve for that? Like, are you already thinking about your additionals?
Well, the great thing is Latney's always thinking about that on top of a million other things. Latney's very much a big idea guy. Sometimes you got to rein him a little bit because he's all over the place. But without a doubt, he'll have an idea for what's going to be that next thing. I mean, you talk about different markets and things like that, right? DC, we have, 8, 9, 10-ish offices, depending, Latney, of what you kind of count as an office or not, that people can go close at and get that fun experience. Houston's massive. It's big. Traffic's terrible. We all know that. I came from the Galleria. It should be like 6 minutes drive, and it takes like 45, right? So we're not going to have...
Just wait till we leave.
Oh, I know. We're not going to have offices everywhere. We're going to come to you. We're going to provide that convenience. So if you want to come in and have a great experience, great. But also now as an agent, you can sell your clients on we're going to make this the most easy, painless transaction possible. We're going to come to your house. They're going to take care of it. You're going to get funded the same day. And, that's different. And we're not going to charge you for it. Where everybody else is like, well, we'll do that, but at a cost, right? So, Latney, you can speak to I don't know what ideas you have concocted this week.
No, it's, in fact, this is something I really do believe in, which I think, if you look at a lot of top businesses or top companies in the world, let's call it Fortune 100, most companies have this in place, this concept, this process of continuous innovation and continuous optimization. And so there's one thing I don't believe in, which is there's a handbook for success, right? Hey, this is what we did at Allied Title. If you do it, you'll be successful. If you want to know what we do, go look at our homepage. We promote everything that we do on our homepage. But the key to our business and what you're talking about is we have a process in place to innovate constantly. So I met with our client experience division last week, and I said, hey, you guys have created unbelievable programs that separate us. And if we stop here, then eventually we die. And so on a monthly basis, they present an additional 20 different ideas every month. Now, that's a lot of ideas. Now, we're not going to accept all those ideas, but we're going to put them in the funnel. We're going to test them out. We're going to try them out. And eventually, you might test out 10 things and you hit something that's like, wow, that's a big hit. So you keep doing that, but you never stop continuously optimizing and innovating. And so at the end of the day, our company is going to look very different in 4 years than it does today, but there will always be innovation there. And the truth is, you can tell many real estate agents, hey, this is how you go sell real estate. But there's not that many that are wildly successful because people aren't willing to commit to that and do it. And so that's the same thing in all industries and all businesses.
Absolutely. I concur with that. Anything to add over there in the Zoom land?
No, yeah, I agree. It's about constant innovation and constant growth. I definitely agree with Latney in terms of, you can roll out the playbook, but it doesn't mean people will do it. Everybody knows that if you want to lose weight, you should exercise a lot. That doesn't mean people do it. So, it's the playbook in life, often isn't that challenging. It's really about your effort. And I think that effort wins in life. And, I know my partners are working really hard to innovate and to grow all the time. I also think that because of the great people at Allied, that's an advantage that we'll always have. We'll continue to grow with phenomenal people. We always look for great people first, and then, subject matter experts is a follow-on.
I think that's absolutely on point. We do have to take a brief break for commercial, so we'll be back after these messages.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Hello, my name is Charles Sanders, and I'm a personal injury attorney with the Rose Sanders Law Firm, based in Texas and with offices in Houston, Dallas, McAllen, and El Paso. We assist individuals throughout the entire state who have suffered harm due to the negligence of another person. With my experience as an insurance adjuster, I understand and I know exactly how to counter the strategies employed by insurance companies, and I'm bringing this knowledge to you. We handle a wide variety of situations, ranging from car accidents to defamation and unsafe property conditions. We are here to provide support and legal representation at no cost to you. Call us today at 713-221-3773.
As a home or business owner, it can be tough to find a painting company that you can rely on. Look no further. Hi, I'm Courtney Hughes, owner of 360 Painting West Houston, your go-to painting company for residential and commercial needs. 360 Painting's mission is simple. We want to provide you with the highest quality finish and the best painting experience possible. Our company's residential and commercial painting services are founded on 3 core values. First, quality. We ensure the use of premium paints, high quality finishes, and proven painting methods. Second, professionalism. We are committed to professional and responsive painting services. We coordinate and plan projects around your schedule and will treat your property with the utmost respect. And lastly, customer service. Your satisfaction is our #1 priority. So before laying a single brushstroke, we will make sure that we understand your vision for your home or office, and we'll do all that we can to paint that vision into reality. We strive to complete every project to your specifications, and we ensure professional, accountable, and reliable service from the first brushstroke to the last. So the next time that you need your home or business painted, give us a call for your free estimate at 713-829-1581.
Hi, my name is Elias Basabe, founder of Little Maria's Cafe restaurant in West Houston, located in 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Here you will find a family-friendly and relaxed environment where you can enjoy a delicious homemade breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We know you need to get to work fast, and we want you to enjoy a tasty, quality, and healthy homemade food. So come and visit us for a great nutritious meal at an affordable price. We specialize in tasty breakfasts, deli sandwiches, fish, even barbecue cookouts. Little Maria's Cafe has it all. We only use the great quality of bird's head meats and products. Just like you, we love to get you up early. Little Maria's Cafe is open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can dine in with us during breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or we can have it ready for you for pickup. Visit us today on the first floor of the CMPC Center at 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Order now at 832-667-8376, Little Maria's Cafe.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success.
Tell me, are you looking to sell a house or buy a home? Hi, I'm Michelle Briggs, and your real estate needs are my priority. With over 2 decades worth of experience within the real estate industry, I know I can help. Whether you're selling a house and moving on to the next chapter or buying a home to create generational wealth for your family, I am the realtor for you. Call me now at 713-256-5465 and let me handle all of your real estate needs.
Power CEOs, The Truth Behind the Business. I'm Jen Gaudet, your fearless host, investor, entrepreneur, and business strategist. And we have been talking about all things title, with the hottest national title company, the biggest, most fastest growing title company in the country right now. And so if you're just now tuning in, you're going to want to go to nowmedia.tv and go to Power CEOs and catch the first segment, because they have dropped pure gold. We've talked about setting up a client experience, an employee experience, partnering with the right people, which we're going to start. We're going to start the second segment with that as well. So you're going to want to go back and catch that if you're just now tuning in. But without further ado, I'm going to bring back Latney, Brian, and JW, and we're going to continue the conversation with. We were talking about some of the unique selling propositions and some of the things that you guys do, the experiences that you have, and one of the USPs that I find as an investor in real estate is that you are investor friendly. So how was it that you guys set up that kind of vertical? What did that look like, and how were you able to really establish yourself with investors as an investor friendly title company? I think I'm going to go first to Brian.
Yeah, I think that one of the really critical things was that, Matt and Latney founded the company. And then when I got involved, about a year later, I own a real estate hard money lending company. And one of the second most important thing after being able to trust them as partners was to know that they could process my hard money loan deals and my development deals. And, fortunately, one of the first hires of the company was a woman named Melissa, who's a really intelligent, experienced processor who did an excellent job. And so through in the early days, doing lots and lots of real estate hard money loans, and then my development deals, and then my friends' development deals, the company got very experienced doing commercial transactions. And I'm really proud to say that, within the last year, that the company closed a $13 million refinance for me, and have done much other larger deals. I know some $20+ million transactions, et cetera. So, but it starts with foundational pieces, a really good, smart processor in the early days that's still with the company now.
Awesome. Do you have anything to add, JW?
I just second what Brian says. It really comes down to the employees, right? And I believe we do an amazing job, especially when we go to new states, new markets, at finding the best people. It's not a quick process. We don't hire someone just like, hey, we need an escrow officer. Like, we'll find somebody and just stick them in the seat. Like, we take that time to make sure that we hire absolute rock stars that can do residential, can do commercial, can do investment deals, and not just, I've done one in the past, but they get grilled pretty hard by the rest of our team in that process of like, hey, can you actually do this? And when you have that ability, it's pretty easy to sell, right? In terms of like, hey, we can do it. I got an amazing team. This is nothing, right? But you have to have those great employees to start.
Awesome. Anything to add?
Yeah, like you said before, what do you do in specific states? It's the same thing. What do you do in specific parts of your business or different industries? So, we started off doing residential deals, eventually got into commercial investor deals. And then it's like, hey, now it's about finding the best people to grow into that industry even larger. And so everything they said is accurate.
And so y'all are the fastest growing title company in the country. What is your process for finding partners? I'm sure each of you has a different viewpoint on this, but who do you want to partner with? What does that look like? How do you suss out, and sort and sift through all the opportunities? I think I'll start with you, JW. Like, what are you looking for when you're looking for those JV partners?
Yeah, so for me, one of the most important things, I guess, if you will, is I say honesty. That's a little easier said than done, I know that, but we meet tons of teams that come in and they're like, well, I'm a $30 million team this year, but next year I'm going to be a $300 million team. Well, no, you're not. It's not realistic, okay? Like, 2 teams in history have ever done that, right, in the United States. So, but if you have a team that comes in and says, hey, we did $100 million last year, I plan on bringing on about 4 more agents, I should do about 130 next year, 140, maybe a little more if things are good. If they're being honest about their numbers and what their growth plans are, that's someone we want to partner with. They're growth minded. We want to be with people that want to grow, and they're realistic about kind of what those goals are. If you're meeting a partner that's like, hey, like, I'd love to partner with y'all because I'm going to retire in 3 years. Well, that's probably not the person that we want to partner with, right? We want someone that we can really kind of grow and build that business and culture with, and that want to be a part of it. Because when we go into a new area, new state, we don't just tell our partners, here's who your escrow officer is, here's who the team is, you're stuck with it. We get their input. We want them to have a part of, hey, I know someone that's great. I know someone that would be a fit. This is the right area of town to have your office in. You know, again, kind of what we go back to, right? Relying on those local experts to help make you successful.
Awesome. And Brian, how about you? What are you looking for?
Always somebody I can trust in any partner. And so that's the single most important thing to me. I have to know I can trust them. If I can't, then it's a non-starter.
Latney?
Yeah, I'll change this conversation a little bit. There's joint venture partners, let's call them real estate agent teams. But then we also have other potential equity partners when we go in certain states. So I'd love to tell you we had this brilliant model when we went to North Carolina. But the truth was we went to a party and met this real estate agent that we really liked. And his brother was friends with Matt Paulson. And we're like, wow, we really like this guy. We've got to do business with them. And so it goes back to, you want to do business with people you like and people you can get along with and trust. And so, you know, we've had instances like that where we went to a state because we weren't planning on it, but we met someone that we really, you know, jived with and felt like, hey, you know, let's give this a shot. The worst case scenario, it fails.
I really like that. And then, so we would like to have a process and we'd like to know exactly where we're going. But what I'm hearing is when the right opportunity fits, even if it's not according to your strategic plan, you're willing to explore it if it's the right people. Did I miss anything?
No, I mean, that's absolutely right. I mean, some of the other areas that we're looking at, you know, growing at right now, it's come from attending real estate events with some of our current partners, and they're advocates for us. They speak to agents they know in other states and other cities and say, hey, Ally's awesome. Y'all need to talk to them. And some of the states, maybe it doesn't make sense for us to kind of go into, and some do. But right now, a lot of our conversations are based around that of really our current partners are just being advocates for us, and they're introducing us to other great people just like them.
So I really like that you brought that up because in business coaching, a lot of times we talk about creating brand advocates from your employees and in your clientele, but you're actually taking it to the next level with the people that you partner with. So how do you create that loyalty and that brand ambassadorship, if you will? Is there something special that you guys do for your partners so that they become that ambassador? Is it truly just the entire all-encompassed experience that they're having with you?
I mean, from my standpoint, the conversations that I'm having, it really comes with they took a chance on us from the start. We didn't let them down. Yeah, obviously there was some learning curves at the beginning. There always is. But we became really successful together. We've made their lives easier. We made their businesses grow. And once you have that relationship with somebody and you've built that personal connection more than just the business level, right? The real personal connection, it's really easy to say, hey, I'm going to this event. You're at this event. Is there anybody you feel I should talk to? And they're all more than happy to be like, absolutely, I know who I can introduce you to. But if we don't create a great success for them, they're not going to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm going to ask, I think that Latney might be the right person to ask this next question to, and that's when you're going in and you're doing these partnerships with people, do you guys grow through acquisitions? Do you actually acquire some of these? Do you do mergers, or do you keep them strictly at the partner level as you guys grow?
Yeah, to date, we have not acquired anyone. So, you know, it's not like we would not do it. Now, you know, we built this business off of kind of our own investments personally. We've never brought in outside investment, you know, so, yeah, we don't have a ton of cash, but we would be open to finding, you know, the right lenders to do an acquisition if it made sense. But yeah, as of now, everything's really been built from the ground up. We haven't acquired anyone to date. You know, we've talked internally, hey, there might be people at the end of the career that want to move on. We should have conversations, but you know, we haven't gone that route yet.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. And so I'm really interested, Brian, because you're in the capital space, and what's happening in a lot of markets, including real estate, and every aspect of real estate is very segmented right now. And when times get tough, you know, it's a really good time to kind of go and scoop the competition. So based off of the experience that you have, the fact that you're growing, I'm surprised that you guys haven't had people approach you to buy them out or to do a merger or whatnot. So when we assess all of those things, if that was to drop in your lap, I mean, is that something you guys would consider, or?
Oh, you're gonna have to ask Latney on that one.
Oh, all right, Latney.
Brian's in the capital space. I'll let him jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are a couple of companies in our local market that are of interest to us. And I think, look, if there's a good deal, I always tell people there's always capital for it, right? It's just a matter of finding the right lender, find the right capital partner for the right time. I also think in this high interest rate environment or higher interest rate environment than we're accustomed to, there's enormous opportunity. People sort of only hit the gas when things look are really easy, but if you can buy now and the deal looks healthy, how's it going to look in 3 years when rates go down?
It's going to be
So,
awesome.
I think there are better days ahead, and I certainly think again there's capital when there are good deals. There's capital to make those deals happen.
There's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines, a tremendous amount of capital sitting on the sidelines, just waiting for the right opportunity. And so I tend to agree with you, and I always push the gas myself when we're in a market that's a little bit tighter because I look at that opportunity down the road. I see lots of opportunity in your industry. So I'm going to ask another question that I think would be very, very real and relevant, and that's tell me about the hardest time in the business since its inception. Like, what was the greatest adversity, and how did you guys climb out of it? Who wants to start?
Yeah, we have this slogan that I actually had in my last industry. This industry we talk about on a daily basis. Never easy. It's just it's a lot of times we just text it to each other. How's your day go? Never easy. It's true. It's business, right? And so that is something you just have to be prepared for and know that's if you're going to run your own company, that's what life's going to be like. With that said, the most challenging, like I said, good, bad, and ugly, look, we had a really tough 8 months. We've had a great couple months, right? It's been a nice spring. But before that, it was a really tough 8 months. In fact, we were looking at the history from a year ago today. It was about this week and next week were good, and then things dropped off a cliff. Mm-hmm. And that's because interest rates popped up a lot and people weren't used to it. And so when you go through that, we did our best to keep as many people as we possibly could in our company. But at a certain point, we had 70 employees and we had to make some cuts. We didn't want to do it. The owners of the company stopped taking salaries first because we wanted to keep as many people as we possibly could. But those are never easy. If you have to let go of someone that's great, it hurts everyone. And it was a tough time for us. So, and that's just part of running a business, unfortunately, and tough decisions you have to make. Luckily the market's come back, and my hope is 2 to 3 weeks from now, which is what happened a year ago when things stopped. People are used to the higher interest rate. I don't see it's going to drop off a cliff like it did a year ago. I think there's better days ahead. And like you said previously about put gas on the fire. It's interesting. We've really taken our marketing to another level, especially on the video side for Allied Title. We used to do a video a week. Now we do a video a day. Every single day we put a new video up. And on top of that, we also do up to like 6 social media stories on top of the videos a day. So we're going hard, and then we're constantly focused on, like you said, how do we solve the problems of agents? Because if we're constantly solving the problems of agents, they're going to actually want to refer us to their friends. We also believe that just because you become a partner with us, that's actually the beginning of the work we need to do, because we need to go create relationships with all of your real estate agents, with all of your partners. And then we have a team that constantly checks in with all our partners. How are we doing? What can we do better? And what do you need?
That sounds like one heck of a process. I really like that. I think you had something to say to that.
No, I mean, he's right on. That's one of the unique things about Allies. We have this client experience department, right, that other title companies don't have. And, their whole job is to go in and just ask, how are we doing? How can we be better? What can we do for you? Because everybody's going to need something a little bit different. Not every transaction's the same. Not every buyer, every seller, every agent, they all want communication different. They want a different experience. They want whatever it may be. We got to try to accommodate that for them. And especially if you're one of our partners, we don't view our partners like, well, we get your business. That's great. We're already committed. It's like, no, Gladney said, that's the start. Now our partners, now we're going to help you as much as you're helping us.
That's awesome. And so I have a quiet question for you, Brian, because you come from the lending side. Like, how important has your insight as a hard money lender been towards navigating some of the challenges and formulating some of the growth strategies of Allied? Because you have your boots on the ground with what's happening in the lending world.
Yeah, it's, I'm a lender and I'm a developer. And so we actually have multiple condominium projects that we're selling right now. They're small. The two that we have are 8 units. And so I'm getting daily, weekly feedback from my agents on those. I get feedback from my borrowers who are developing single families and, multifamily projects around the city. So I see a lot of real-time data, to your point. And so I'm constantly talking to Matt and Latney about what I'm seeing on the street and comparing it to what volume we're doing at Allied, and then we're talking about ways to grow together through connections and otherwise relative to what we're seeing.
That's super fantastic. I really like that you're able to bring that real-time data. I think that also helps you with your forecasting, your 60, 90-day forecasting, because you're seeing boots on the ground. That can kind of give title a heads up. And what we saw here is lending tightened down a lot. It tightened down quite a bit. And so as somebody who's dealing with that on the day-to-day, I think that's an invaluable add to your partners because you're boots on the ground. So we are drawing towards the end of our session. So I'm going to ask my next question of each of you. And that is, if you had one piece of advice or something that people could take away and implement today, who are watching, maybe they are entrepreneurs and they're in the adversity period because of what's happening economically or in their business cycle, or maybe they're looking at getting started in investing, and what would that action step that they could take to just start the momentum in the positive direction for them? And I think I'm going to start with Latney. What would you give people to do?
Well, I'll give you a story. So when we first started Allied Title, I went to Matt Paulson. I was like, tell me about title. And I was like, all right, to be clear, if I go get the business, you'll make sure the deals get taken care of. And he goes, sure. So that night I went home and I built a website. And so I came back the next day and I said, ta-da, we have a company. So the point is, you just got to do. And we always talk about it. You got to do. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Just do. And so that's what we talk about a lot, is like you can overthink things so many times. You're going to be able to optimize it in the future. Get it out there, get a product out there, tweak it. Hey, look, what we have now is very different than our first 6 months in business. When we first started, we were in the ugliest office in the world. We had no choice because Matt Paulson had his law firm there. And so what did we do? We said, hey, we'll close anywhere, anytime, because we didn't want people to come in our office because it was horrible. So, that's kind of the way you got to figure out solutions for things, right? And you got to just do. And then eventually, now we have gorgeous offices around DC 6 years later. But a lot of people don't know about the early days and just how bad it was. In fact, if you want to see a video on the monkfish story, when we had someone that in our office was cooking monkfish because we didn't have our own office and that agent left us, you should watch our social media.
Okay, folks, so you heard it. Latney gave you one heck of an action step. You've heard it from me before. Just do it. Take action. Take imperfect action, because imperfect action always generates more revenue than perfect inaction. And so, Latney, if people would like to get in touch with you to follow up, to learn more about the business, maybe for partnership or whatnot, how would you like them to reach out to you?
Yeah, close@allied.com. That's our website. We have all of our information on there. My email's on there. My phone's on there. You'll be able to connect to our other different brands that we own. But yeah, if you go there, feel free to email us. You can contact us at any time. We'd love to have conversations.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And let's go to you next, JW.
Yeah, no, I love what Latney said about that. I think I was actually watching this podcast with Jeff Daniels earlier today, and he was talking about, like, you have to be prepared. You have to, like, do the work to succeed. But for me, I'd say it's really find in your industry a mentor, a coach, especially if you're trying to start out something new. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to build a title business. I want to build a podcast business. Find someone that's done it successfully and learn from them. Learn from their mistakes. I mean, you're still going to make some yourself, but luckily I have two amazing mentors that are on this show with us, and Brian and Latney, but I can go to them all the time. Hey, I'm thinking about this. I'm going to approach this. Like, that absolutely won't work. Or, hey, we haven't thought about that. That's a good idea. But you have to have that expert. Like, you can do as much reading and research as you want, but having someone that's lived it, that's done it, that has those connections, has those experiences, is vastly important. I mean, I tell agents all the time that are starting out, they're like, hey, what have you seen good agents do? I was like, the good agents get a coach early that teaches them how to be a good real estate agent, because doing your 8-week class to get your license doesn't teach you how to be a good real estate agent. So that would be my biggest advice to anybody.
Oh, you heard it here. Get a coach. I did not pay him to say that.
I know.
Get a coach, get a mentor. And so, JW, if people would like to reach out to you, you have a wealth of knowledge in recruitment, the human side of things, and partnerships and in growth. So how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, same as Laddie, you can go to close@allied.com. All my information's on there. You can also go to any of my social media. It's at BeachamJW. You can DM me. You can text me at 832-247-3169. My wife hates that my phone is pretty much always attached to me, and I'm answering calls and DMs and emails and stuff. But definitely be happy to connect in any of those ways.
Fantastic. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Brian, what is your action step for our audience today?
Yeah, I mean, I think both of the Latany and JW hit on great points. I mean, lots of people have ideas, but ideas without action mean nothing. So turn ideas into action. And second, on JW's point, mentorship is incredibly important. I've been blessed to have great mentors in my life. And that leads directly into what I think the single most important thing in business is just be a consummate connector. Tell everyone you meet what you do today, what you want to do tomorrow, and how you think you can help them and how they can help you. So if you connect with good people in business, you'll always be more successful than you would have been otherwise.
Fantastic. And Brian, if people would like to reach out to you, how would you like them to connect with you?
Sure. Go to our website at www.congressionalcap.com or email us at info@congressionalcap.com.
Fantastic. And so we have had quite the conversation today. I'm going to leave just 3 words or like a quick statement from each of you. If you had to do over again and you were back at square one with Allied, is there something you would do different? What would it be? What would you tell yourself to do and go? And we'll go in the same order. Go ahead, Latany.
I actually enjoy the mistakes because it's a better story afterwards. So I'm excited about the horrible office that we had. I'm excited. So like all those stories create character and it makes it more fun at the end of the day. To be honest with you, sure, we make a lot of mistakes. I think it's part of the process. There's nothing I would do differently. Could we have been more successful? Possibly, probably, but it's been a fun journey.
Awesome. JW?
I mean, I'm kind of with Laddie. I wouldn't really change anything because I think if I hadn't made that personal connection with Latany and Matt and Brian before I really, kind of came on board full time, if you will, they wouldn't have trusted me to come on full time, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it. I mean, it was really them kind of inspired me to want to be a part of this. And if I would just, when they said help us find a process, or if I'd have said, well, only if you hire me full time, it wouldn't have been the same. Right? So I don't think I could have changed anything and been the position I am today.
Oh, so build the relationship first. I love it. Okay, Brian?
I feel like I have the best partners that somebody could possibly have, and as a consequence, I wouldn't change a thing. The journey's been phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to even better days ahead.
Awesome. Thank you, all of you, for showing up today and for adding such tremendous value to our audience and our listeners. And you, I am talking to you. Yes, you. You had 3 amazing action steps from each of our guests today. Pick the one that is going to move the needle the most for you and implement right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, because it's the implementation is where the magic happens. That's what's going to help you get that momentum in the right direction. It's going to shift you to the next level. We're going to pop into the next gear so that we can take off and grow our businesses together. Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, all good things do come to an end, including the show. But the good news is we'll be here the same time, same station next week. So until then, go win today, win this week, and we'll see you next time.
This has been a Now Media television feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Oye, Lily dice que AT&T le da a todos las mejores ofertas.
Minus the air quotes.
Las mejores ofertas.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Te lo dije, aquí las mejores ofertas son para todos con una variedad de planes.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
En AT&T les damos a todos nuestras mejores ofertas en cada smartphone.
As a home or business owner, it can be tough to find a painting company that you can rely on. Look no further. Hi, I'm Courtney Hughes, owner of 360 Painting West Houston, your go-to painting company for residential and commercial needs. 360 Painting's mission is simple. We want to provide you with the highest quality finish and the best painting experience possible. Our company's residential and commercial painting services are founded on 3 core values. First, quality. We ensure the use of premium paints, high quality finishes, and proven painting methods. Second, professionalism. We are committed to professional and responsive painting services. We coordinate and plan projects around your schedule and will treat your property with the utmost respect. And lastly, customer service. Your satisfaction is our #1 priority. So before laying a single brushstroke, we will make sure that we understand your vision for your home or office, and we'll do all that we can to paint that vision into reality. We strive to complete every project to your specifications, and we ensure professional, accountable, and reliable service from the first brushstroke to the last. So the next time that you need your home or business painted, give us a call for your free estimate at 713-829-1581.
Bienvenidos a Interior Bar Houston, el bar más vibrante de Downtown en la ciudad de Houston. En Interior, la fiesta nunca para. Nuestro DJ de clase mundial te mantendrá bailando toda la noche con la mejor música de hoy y de siempre. Además, aquí encontrarás las mejores bebidas y cócteles. En Interior, nuestro ambiente electrizante y nuestro equipo amigable te asegurarán una noche que nunca olvidarás. Te esperamos de 9:30 a 2 de la mañana. Interior, donde la diversión nunca se detiene.
Hey, this is Michael Rager, the host of Biz Talk TV with Michael Rager. Make sure you join us every day, 5 p.m. Central Time on all Now Media channels and social media platforms.
En esta era digital, las tarjetas de presentación de negocio son cosa del pasado. De hecho, la mayoría de las personas que las reciben las pierden en cuestión de minutos. La videotarjeta de negocios de Now Media es un video de su negocio especialmente creado por nuestros expertos con toda su información de contacto, los productos y servicios de su negocio, y puede ser enviado de manera rápida utilizando su teléfono móvil. Cientos de negocios ya están viendo la diferencia. Llámenos hoy al 832-384-9588.
Así debe de ser, siempre sencillo, las cuestiones de economía, finanzas y negocios explicados con peras y manzanas en torno al dinero, lunes a viernes, 10 de la mañana. Now Media, ahí nos vemos.
Le invita a su servidor Javier Solórzano a que todas las noches en Heraldo Televisión esté con nosotros entre las 21 horas y las 22 horas del centro en Referente. Estamos informando, tratando de que usted tenga todas las piezas de este rompecabezas informativo cotidiano a través de Referente. Lo esperamos, Heraldo Televisión, Referente, 21 a 22 horas, Javier Solórzano.
República H, con Sofía García.
Una república que necesita saber cuál es el camino correcto.
En República H te diremos qué pasa en cada rincón del país. ¿Qué pasa en tu estado? ¿Qué hace tu gobernador, presidente municipal o alcalde en materia de seguridad, salud, desarrollo, economía o servicios básicos para atender a su población? Tenemos desplegados más de 70 corresponsales en todo el país y más allá de las fronteras.
República H, de lunes a viernes a las 8 de la noche por Heraldo Televisión.
¿Sueñas con vender tus productos o servicios en Estados Unidos? Pareciera muy difícil, mas no es imposible. Soy Edmundo Treviño y quiero compartir contigo más de 20 años de experiencia promoviendo productos latinoamericanos en el principal mercado del mundo. Si quieres aprender más, sígueme en todas mis redes sociales.
Tell me, are you looking to sell a house or buy a home? Hi, I'm Michelle Briggs, and your real estate needs are my priority. With over 2 decades worth of experience within the real estate industry, I know I can help. Whether you're selling a house and moving on to the next chapter or buying a home to create generational wealth for your family, I am the realtor for you. Call me now at 713